Okay, hello everyone. In this video, we are going to solve another problem from Codeforces. This problem is from Codeforces around 565, and the problem name is destroyed. Okay, this is 2100 rated problem. Okay, so uh, so problem statement is you are playing a computer game called Slay the Sire. Currently, you are struggling to defeat the final boss of the game. Okay. The boss battle consists of n turns, and during each turn you will get several cards. Each card will have two parameters, and the first one is cost and the second one is damage. Okay, you may play some of the cards during each turn in some sequence. Like you can choose the cards and the order in which you are going to play those cards. As long as the total cost of the cards you play during the turn does not exceed 3. Okay, so each card has its cost, and you cannot play such cards, like you cannot play some numbers of cards such that total cost of all those cards exceeds 3. Okay, so here is a limit on your uh, card choosing and card playing in each turn. Like the cost of 3, the limit of 3 is implied in each turn and not overall. Okay, after playing some cards, and possibly 0 means you can choose not to play any card in that turn. Okay, you can end your turn and all the cards you did not play are discarded. Okay, like in a turn you are given 5 cards and you have only played 2 cards, then all the other 3 will be discarded and they will not get carry forwarded in the next turn. Okay, and it is also that you can choose every card at most once. Your character has also find an artifact that boosts the damage of some of your actions, such that every 10th card you play deals double damage. Okay, so every 10th card you are playing in the whole n turns, every 10th card you are playing will deal you double damage than its damage. Okay, so let's say the 10th card you play has damage of D, then it will deal a total damage of 2D, and you are asked to find the maximum possible damage that you can deal during the end turns. Okay, and look at the constraint. There are n total number of turns. N can go up to 2e5, and the cost of each card can go from 1 to 3 only. Like you can only play cards up to cost 3, so there is uh, no point of putting cost of a card more than 3, because you will never be able to play those cards whose cost is greater than 3. So the cost of the card is only up to 3, and it is also said that the sum of all the number of cards in all the n turn will be less than equal to 2e5. Obviously, like you cannot have 2e5 cards in every turn. In like you have 2e5 turns and 2e5 cards in every turn, then it will obviously go into 4e10 and you will not be able to even store that in your memory. Okay, so let's look at this example and see how this example is working. Okay, so you have turn 1, turn 2. So in turn 1 you have cards with cost 1 damage 6, cost 1 damage 7 and cost 1 damage 5. Okay, in turn 2 you have cards with cost 1 damage 4 and cost 1 damage 3. Similarly, you have turn 3, turn 4 and at last turn 5. In turn 3 you have cost with damage, cost and damage as 110, 3, 5 and 2, 3. In turn 4 you have 115 and 2, 115, 2, 4 and 110. In turn 5 you have 1 and 100. Okay, so in this case what you are trying to do, like obviously see, this card has damage of 100. So what do you want? You want that this card must be this card must be our 10th card or 20th card, such that it will deal 2x damage. So in this case what you will do is you play all the 3 cards from turn 1, cause all the cost will be less than equal to 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. In the second case also you will be playing these 2 cards, and in the third turn you will play card first and third. You will play this and this. Total cost is still 2 plus 1, 3. In the fourth turn you will play this and this. Total cost is less than equal to 3. 1 plus 1, 2. Now you can see you have totally played 3 to 5 to 7 and 9 cards. Now you will play this card in the fifth turn and you will get a damage of 200, because this is our 10th card, so our total damage will be 2 into 100 of this card. So what is our total damage? Total damage 200 from here. Let me change my pen color. 200 from here, because this was our 10th card. 15 and 10, 25 from here. 13 from here, 7 from here, and 18 from here. The total turns out to be 263, 225, 238, 245, 253 and 263. Okay, so obviously by looking at the constraints, you can, first of all you have to choose like what should be the best strategy here. So some of the things that may comes out to your mind when you see, okay, you need to find something maximum, then maximum or minimum. Then some of the popular strategies are like binary search on answer, or maybe greedy something, deep page obviously. So like, okay, here is no substantial evidence, like how can you do binary search? There is no point of doing binary search obviously. Like you can, but how do you say, like if you are checking for any x, then how would you say whether you will be able to deal at least x damage or not? So for those also you need to use DP or something, DP or greedy, to check whether you can deal x damage or not. So if you are obviously using DP or greedy on binary search, then there is no point of using that binary search. You can directly use DP or greedy. Okay, so there is no point of binary searching. Obviously you can think, okay, we can use a greedy strategy, and we can we choose all the cards such in every turn such that they are satisfying our constraints, like less than equal to 3 cost, and they will choose all those cards. Here you choose 18, here you choose 7, here you choose 10 and 3 cost. Either you have no option, no? You have like, you can choose 10 and 3 or you can choose 5. Obviously you can't choose all, because the total sum will be 6. So either you choose this or you choose this. Then okay, you said I will choose this because this has more damage, 10 plus 3, 13, and this only has 3, this only has 5. So you choose this. In the next you have option of choosing either these two, or these two. Obviously you can't choose all 3 because that will get a total cost of 4. So you will say, okay, these 2 are higher and these 2 have more damage, so obviously we are choosing these 2. And at last you have only one option, then you can choose this. So you say, okay, greedy is working here, greedy is working, there is no point of doing there is no point where we can say, okay, greedy is not working. But yes, there is a point where you can say that greedy may fail. Like the other constraint you have is 10th card. The 10th card or the 20th card you will play will deal a damage of 2x. So let's say at a time when you have to choose 3 cards, and those 3 cards have damage of 100, 100 and 100, and in the other turn you have 1 card with damage of, let's say, 500. So there may be possibility that you have already chosen 7 cards from previous rounds, and like let's say there are 5 rounds before these 2 rounds. This is our 6th round, this is our 7th round. So in those 5 rounds you have already chosen 7 cards. Okay, and now we will say, okay, we will choose greedily that we can choose all these 3 cards because the total sum is 3. So okay, we choose all the 3 cards, and if you choose all these 3 cards, then your total sum will be 100 plus 100 plus 200, because this will be your 8th card, this will be your 9th card, and this will be your 10th card. Since this is your 10th card, your total damage will be 200, 100 into 2. Plus in the 7th round you are only entitled to choose the first card. But in the other case, let's say you have not chosen 3 cards from here and you have only chosen 2. You are going against your greedy logic, because greedy logic will choose the maximum that he or she can choose. Okay, so you are going against the greedy logic and you are only choosing 2 cards. So your damage on the 6th round will be 100 plus 100. This will be your 8th card, this will be your 9th card. Now when you comes to 7th round, you are not choosing the third one. When you come in the 7th round, and you will say, okay, now I am choosing this. So this will have a damage of 1000, because this is now my 10th card, and since this is my 10th card, it will deal a twice damage. So in this case you will deal total damage of 1200, and in the previous case you will deal a total damage of 7 and 2 900. So here you can see that your greedy logic will fail, because this 10th card logic may 10th card multiplied by 2 logic may fail your greedy logic. So obviously you are just left with one choice, that is DP. And you can also think like constraints are so less, constraints are 10 or 3, like 10th card will deal the double damage, and 3 is the limit on total cost of card that you can play in a single round. So since constraints are quite less, you can think of DP may be a suitable option here. Okay, so now let's think how you will formulate a DP state and transitions. Like how to solve a DP problem. First of all, you have to think like whether this problem is DP problem or not. So for that you have to eliminate greedy logic, and that's what exactly we have done in here. We have eliminated that, yeah, greedy will fail sometime, and you are 100% sure that this question is now under DP category. So once you have figured out that this question is of DP, then there is a step-by process. Step 1 is to define DP state. Like how will you write to DP state? Then step 2 is write transitions. Step 3 is write base cases, and step 4 is just formulate the final answer. So we are going to construct our DP state. So let's say I say you, okay, I say you that DP of I is DP of our DP state is DP of I comma something x, and I said you, okay, we are on the ith round, and we have already chosen x cards from from previous rounds. Okay, so I am saying you that we are on the ith round and we have already chosen X cards from previous rounds. So, okay, so you have to think like, why is this DPS state 100% sufficient? Like, why our answer is only dependent on I and X, and why not something else, or why not only I, or why not only X, or why not IX, or maybe some other parameter K. To identify DPS state, you have to first think of all the variables that your answer will depend on, that your single state will depend on. Like, if you do not choose I, then you don't know in which round you are, and if you don't know in which round you are, how can you play cards of that round? So I is mandatory. Why is X mandatory? Because X will take care of the 10th factor, like uh, whether the card you are playing is divisible by 10 or not. Like, if you are playing 10th card, 20th card, 30th card, 40th card, then that damage will multiply by 2. So if you are not using this X in your parameter, then obviously you will not be able to figure out that the card you are playing is divisible by 10 or not. Also, do I need to store the whole X? Like, do I need to store that we have already played 275 cards? Do I need to do this? Answer is no. Because we only need X to figure out whether this card I am playing is divisible by 10 or not. Divisible by 10 or not. So instead of storing 275, if we only store 5, like 275 mod 10, then this will do the same thing that 275 will do. Because if I am storing 275 and after 5 cards I will tell, okay, this card is 280 and this is divisible by 10, so its damage will become twice. If we store only 5, then also after 5 cards we will say that, okay, this is 10 and this is divisible by 10, so its damage is still into 2. So there is no point of storing 275. We can only store 5. And why we are doing this, like, in every round you can play up to 3 cards, because if all the cards have cost of 1, then you can choose all these 3. So in every round you can play up to 3 cards, and your total round is going to, in the worst case, 2e5. And if you play 3 cards in every round, then it will become 6 into 65. And your state was dp of I comma x. I is also going to 65. I is going to 2e5, because total number of rounds can be 2e5, and x is going to 65. So your DPS state becomes 12e10, and this is like quite big. This will obviously give you MLE, TLE, everything. But since you have now only storing the mod value, this x will only go to 10, 0 to 9, and I is going to 2e5, so your overall memory will be only 20e5, which is 2e6, and this is acceptable. Okay, this is only around 10 MB of memory, so yeah, this is acceptable pretty much. So now we have figured out that our DP state will be f of or let's say dp of I comma x, and this will tell, okay, we are on the ith round and we have already played x cards, and this x is mod 10. Okay, so now what will be our transition? What do we do in transition? We see at the state that we are on the ith round and we have played x cards before. What can we do in this ith round? In this ith round there are multiple possibilities. Either we are not playing anything, we are not playing any card in this round, If we are not playing any card in this round, then we will just say, okay, I'm not playing anything from this round. Okay, just go in the next round and find me the answer. Okay, like you may be confused that this is iterative DP and how we are going in the next round. So let's say instead of using DP, we are only using function. Like f of ix is a function that will give me the answer, that what will be our answer if I am from the I am starting in the ith round and I have played already x cards. So I will tell that okay, I am not going to play any card in this round. So just find out the answer from I plus 1th round, and we have already played x card because we are not going to play any card here. So we have played only x cards from the previous rounds. So what will be the answer of this will also be the answer of my function. Okay, the other way is to play one card here, and that one card will be either cost 1, either cost 2 or cost 3. So what will be our best case scenario? Like if let's say your cost 1 cards have damage of 5, 6, 7, 8, then which one will you play? Obviously you will play the 8th and obviously you will play the card which has damage 8, because you need to maximize your damage. Then if all the cards are costed $1 or 1 rupee, then why will you play that card which has a lesser damage? So you will obviously play the card which have highest damage. Similarly, let's say if you have cost 2 card and you will play the highest damage of that also. Cost 3, you will play the highest damage of that also. But you have to choose one card from all of these. Like you are only going to play one card in this round. So either you will play the highest damage of first one, highest of cost 2, highest of cost 3. The maximum of all these three cards are you going to play in this round. Okay. So if you play one card, then you will play max of all. Let's say this round has 20 cards, then you will play the maximum of all of the cards, and you will say okay, I have dealt a damage of this, and now go into the next round, and now the total number of cards that has been played before is x plus 1. Okay, but there is a case also, like if say initially x was 9, if x was 9, then you have played any of this card in this round, then the damage of that card will be multiplied by 2, because this card will be your 10th card or multiple of 10th card. So if x was 9, then you will deal damage of the maximum multiplied by 2. So max of all into multiplied by 2. Plus now you will say okay, from the ith card, and you go and in the next round I have played 0 cards. Like why am I saying to play 0 cards? Let's say you have x was 19 and it should be 20 in the next round, because you are playing one card here. So but 20 you are going to take mod, and mod is obviously 0. So you are saying okay, from the next round and go find the answer from the next round, and we have played 0 cards before. Okay, so this was the case for one card. Obviously you can play 2 cards, and 2 cards will be only 1 and 1 or 1 and 2. Like obviously 2 and 1 you can say. These are the cost. Like you can play both cards having cost 1, or you can play one card of cost 1 and one card of cost 2. You cannot play 1 3 or 2 3 or 3 3, because total cost will increase. Total cost will be greater than 3. So you are only entitled to play these 2 cases. So if you play 1 1, then obviously you will play the highest 2. First of all, that round contains 2 cards which are having cost 1. Like if that round does not contain 2 cards of cost 1, then how can you play 2 cards? So if that round contains 2 cards having cost 1, then you will play the highest of those. Similarly, if that round contains 1 card of cost 1 and 1 card of cost 2, then you can obviously play the highest of cost 1 and highest of cost 2. And similarly, you have to maintain the check, like if x was 8 before, then you have to play in such an order that let's say if you are playing 1-1 and cost was 9 and 10, then you will obviously play 9 first and then 10, because the 10 will deal a damage of 20. 9 will deal a damage of 9 only, and 10 will deal a damage of 20, because 8 card has already played before. This was your 9th card, this was your 10th card, so 10th card will deal a damage of 20. Obviously you should not be playing in such an order, like you have played 10th first then 9th. The 9 will deal a damage of 18 and this will deal a damage of 10, so overall 28. But in earlier case you were getting overall 29. So the max value should be your 10th card. Similarly, in the case if x was 9, then in that case you will play 10 first and then 9, because this 10 damage card will get multiplied by 2, because this will be your 10th card and this will be your 11th card, so it will not be get multiplied by 2. In counter case, if you had played 9 and then 10, then it will become 18 and it will become 10 only, so again it is 28 and it is 29. So you have to just choose the maximum of both those cards and multiply the maximum by 2 and just add the minimum as it is. If and only if the case was if x was before is greater than equal to 8. If x was less than 8, like let's say you have only played 7 card before, then it will be your 8th card, it will be your 9th card, and no one will be going to multiply it by 10. Okay, so this is the case when you can play 2 cards. Now in the ith turn there can be a case where you can play 3 cards, and this is only possible when you play all the 3 cards from 1-1-1. Like you cannot play 1-1-2 or 1-2-1 or 2-2-2 or 3-3-3, because in any of these cases your total cost will be greater than 3. So obviously you are not going to play any of those cards having cost greater than equal to 2. So you are only going to play cards having cost 1, and there should be at least 3 cards of cost 1, because if there is not 3 card of cost 1, then how can you play 3 cards? So yeah, let's say you have multiple cards of cost 1, then obviously you are going to play the highest 3 cards. And if earlier x were 7, 8 or 9, then 7, 8 or 9, then obviously in those cases if you play 3 cards, then these 3 cards will, one of them will become your 10th card and you will get a double damage. So obviously you want that your highest card should get the double damage. So what you will do is you will just make your highest card at 10th as your 10th card, and rest of 2 cards just your normal cards. So in this case your total damage will be highest multiplied by 2 plus second highest plus third highest. And if x is less than 7, then obviously highest plus second highest plus third highest. And obviously you will go to the next state, f of I plus 1, and you can correspondingly check what will be your new x. So new x will be previous x plus 3 mod 10. So previously you have played x card, now you have played 3 cards, so total you have played x plus 3 card and you are taking mod. In this case you will go to the next round, and your previous you have played 2 x cards and now you are playing 2 cards, so new x will be x plus 2 mod 10 obviously. And in this case if x is less than 5, then you will, yeah, here is the case, x is less than 9, then you can just play the maximum card and you will go to the next round with x plus 1 cards that you have already played. Okay, so yeah, we are done with two steps where I have written down the states. Yeah, we are done with two states. Now the third step is what will be our base case. So if you are looking at the transition from f of I comma x, you are going to f of I plus 1 comma x plus something. Okay, so where you will get failed, where this transition will get fail, this transition will get fail if I plus 1 is greater than equal to n. Like you have reached that round that does not exist, so how can you play that round? So if you go out of rounds, then obviously you are not going to get any damage, so you will just return 0, that you are not going to get any damage. So yeah, this is the whole part, I would say. Like if I have to summarize this thing, then I was saying that f of I comma x is my DP state, and that tells that from ith round, if you have already played x cards, then what is the max damage you can do? Like you have already played x card, then what will be the max damage you can do if you start playing from the ith round? Okay, and our transition is f of I comma x to you can go to the next round, and you can similarly change what is the new number of cards you have already played plus something damage you are doing in this round, and you will always try to maximize your damage in this round by choosing the maximum values, maximum damages at the 10th places, or if 10th places is not possible, then obviously you are going to choose the maximum values. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And your base case is if I is greater than equal to n, you are just returning 0. Okay, so let's look at the code I have submitted. Yeah, so I made input vector and in as a global variable, so I'm taking in. I have the input vector as a 3D vector. Okay, so input vector is of size n, that will contain information about every round, and in every round we do have like in every round what we have some cards of cost 1, some cards of cost 3, and some card of cost 1 2 3. Okay, let's say something like this 9 10 3. So I have made a 2D vector kind of. This is another kind of 2D vector, no? So for every round I have a 2D vector, and it will store information about how is my cost and damage are related. So for every round I will, the first thing is taking input of how many cards are in that round. Then I am pushing the damage in the cost part. Like if cost is 3, then that damage will go in the cost part. Okay, so yeah, like this is not that much a big issue. Like if you are saying, if you are doing 2100 rated problem, then this is pretty much a very normal thing to you. So now next thing I have done is I have just sorted all the damages so that it is easy to get me the highest damage. So I have sorted in the reverse order, not descending order, so it is quite easy to get all the maximum answers pretty easily. And I have called, okay, we are on the first round, or we are on the 0th round, and we have not played any card before, so our answer will be just f of 0 comma 0. I'm sorry, I have missed the fourth step. What was the fourth step? Fourth step is just construct the final answer. And what will be our final answer? If my state is if my state is f of I comma x give me answer from ith round to you give me answer from ith round such that we have only played x card before. So what will the final answer? The final answer will be give me answer from 0th round, and we have played 0 card before. Obviously, like we want the answer from the first round and we have not played anything. So obviously our answer will be f of 0 comma 0. And let's see how I am making the f function. Okay, so f is int I and int x. In the place of x I have used mod 10. This is our base case. If I is equal to n, then return 0. If this state is already calculated, then return its value. In the first block I have said okay, I am not taking anything, I have taken 0 here. So this is just you go to the next round and your mod 10 will not be modified. In the second block I have taken okay, I am taking 1 here. So I can take 1 from anything, 1 2 3. I can take in 1. I have to just take the maximum of all the cards, maximum damage of all the cards. So I am finding the maximum damage, initializing max damage at 0. Then I am maximizing the damage from first cost 1 card, then cost 2 card, then cost 3 card. So and then if initially our mod 10, like before we have played 9 cards, then I will multiply by max damage by 2, and I will our new max damage will be 0. Else my new max damage will be mod plus 10 and I will just use my max damage. Okay, these are the things I have explained you in the logic part. Okay, if I have taken 2 from here, then we have option of either 1 1 or 1 2. If I am taking 1 1, then it should be at least the input, the cost in this round. You must have at least 2 cards which have cost of 1. So if this is possible, then yeah, we can take 1 1. And if mod is greater than equal to 8, then if mod is greater than equal to 8, then you multiply the highest card by 2, and second highest you just add it. Since I have sorted in descending order, then the highest will be at 0th index and the second highest will be at the first index. So you just multiplied the highest index damage by 2 and just add second highest index, and new mod will be obviously mod 10 plus 2 mod 10, like initial mod plus 2 cards, and then again take a final mod. Else you are not going to multiply anything by 2, you are just taking the highest 2 cards having cost 1. Okay, and in the second case, if you are taking 1 and 2, then obviously it is only possible when cost 1 and cost 2 has at least 1 card. So you are now finding the maximum, which one is bigger, the cost 1 card or the cost 2 card. So I am storing cost 1, the maximum in a variable called bada, and a minimum in the variable called chota. So if mod 10 is still greater than equal to 8, so obviously one of those cards will become 10th card. So obviously you wanted that your vada card will becomes the 10th card, so you multiply vada by 2 and add chota. And if this is not the case, like mod 10 is less than 8, then you just use vada and chota. And obviously new x is just add 2 and take again a mod with 10. In the last case, if you have taken 3 cards from here, then only possible option is 1 1 1, and this is only possible if in this round the cost 1 card is at least 3. Okay, obviously if the cost 1, if you have less than 3 cards whose cost is 1, then how can you take 3 cards from them? For the question in the problem has already said that you can use 1 card at most 1, so you cannot choose 3 cards from less than 3 cards. Okay, and now in this case, if mod 10 is greater than equal to 7, then obviously some of them, like any of those card can become your 10th card and its damage will become 2x. So what do you want? You want that your highest card becomes the 10th card. So obviously we will choose in such order that your highest card becomes the 10th card and your highest is stored at location 0, and you will just add the remaining 2, and if this is not the case, you will just add all the 3 in your damage, and the final new x is only plus 3 and then mod 10, because initial was this. You have chosen 3 cards here, and obviously you are taking mod of everything. Okay, and finally you are just returning dp of I and x is answer here. Okay, so this was pretty much kind of easy and non, like this was a standard dp, and I would not rate it as 2100. Like maybe this problem seems more of 1900 or something in between 18 1900, but yeah, 2100 is bit, maybe because writing code is not that much easy. Uh, you can obviously make slight errors somewhere, and there would be a lot of time that debugging will need. So yeah, in the logic part it was not much like of 2100. Coding is little tough, but obviously if you have maintained block kind of, or you are not missing things around, or you are not uh, trying to compact things and just writing brute force, so yeah, it would not be that much difficult. So yeah, okay, so this was for this problem. We will meet in some another set of problems. Till then, keep learning. Bye.